Okay, dimensional analysis. What is it? Dimensional analysis is a way of converting from something that you have to something that you want. So for instance, we all spend time doing some kind of work, and we want to turn that time into knowing how much money we have. Well, to go from one thing like hours to dollars, it's a form of dimensional analysis. What's the conversion from one thing to another? Um, so the formula is fairly straightforward. The idea is that you have something and that you want something. And we know that if we multiply anything by 1, we get the same thing, right? So, my left shoe times 1 is still my left shoe. So if we multiply what we have by a form of 1, we will get the same value, but it should just be in terms of what we want. So the fraction goes like this. If we can find a fraction that is 1, where what we have is on the bottom and what we want is on the top, well, as it turns out, it should be okay because have on top and have on bottom, they cancel out, and you're left with what you want, or at least that's the theory. So how do we actually apply this? Let's say my students are doing coulombs of charge and numbers of electrons. So for instance, if you have 25 coulombs of charge, how many electrons is that? And what you need to know is you need to know some conversion between number of electrons and coulombs. So this is something that you would totally look up in a book. It's something that you should have on your study guide. So if you look in the book, you can find this. I'm flipping to it right now. For instance, here's the book. Look, right down here, it says 1 coulomb is the magnitude of charge for 6.24 times 10 to the 18 electrons. So this is your conversion rate. It said 1 coulomb equals 6.24 times 10 to the 18th electrons. Hey, there's my form of 1. These two things are equal. And the question is, where do I put them into my fraction? What goes on top and what goes on bottom? Well, look what I have. I have coulombs. So I want to put the coulombs on the bottom. I want electrons, so I'm going to put the electrons on the top. Now just put the numbers that are in front of each of them in the right place. The coulombs has a 1, the electrons has this 6.24 times 10 to the 18th. Excuse me. So now, when you do it, your coulombs cancel out, and you're left with a multiplication that says 25 times this 6.24 times 10 to the 18th, and it'll end up with electrons. If we actually do that, we should get some number, and you should turn out with the right one. Now, there's a problem because my cell phone is my calculator, and it just died. So this is not the best video because I don't actually have the right answer for you, but there you go. Always plan ahead and have your cell phone charged. There's a lesson about dimensional analysis. Hope that was helpful. Alright, thanks, bye.